Welcome back to microeconomics class. In this class, I'll be discussing monopoly as a subtopic under market structure. So we'll be starting with the meaning of a monopoly. So what is a monopoly? A monopoly is a market structure in which there is a single seller of a product that has no close substitute. That is, in a monopoly, we have a seller. That is one single seller. We have a single seller in a monopoly, and the product of that seller has no close substitute. So since there's only single seller in this market, that is only one firm in the market, unlike in a perfect market where there are many firms that make up of a market, in a monopoly, a seller makes up of the whole market. That is, the seller also represents the whole market in the monopoly because the only one that is found in that market. And the product of this firm has no close substitute. You can see in reality there is no perfect, there is no pure monopoly. Okay. Now, what are the features of a monopoly? What are the features of a monopoly? Features of a monopoly. So the first one is what we call there is a single seller in the market. Single seller in the market. Okay, there's only one seller in the market too, and the product has no close substitute. Substitute. Three is that there are barriers to entry and exit. Okay, so the market is not free to anyone to enter, and whoever is in the market, that the monopolist cannot exit the market anyhow because it's going to incur each cost. So number four is that the firm in this market, that is the monopolist is a price maker. Unlike a perfectly competitive firm, there is a price taker because the price is determined in the market, and whatever price that is determined in the market by the interaction of force of demand and supply, that is what all firms in a perfect market will take as given. But a monopoly sets its own price. That is why it is called a monopoly is a price maker, not a maker. Sorry, it's a price maker. Okay, it's a price maker in the sense that say it has a market power. Market power. So market power is the ability to influence the market price. So ability of a firm to influence the market price, that's the market power. But a firm in a perfect market does not have such power. Okay, does not have such power to influence the market price. Okay, so number five is that in the monopolist can make abnormal profit both in the short run, in the short run and long run. So you have to read this carefully. We say a monopoly that the monopolist can make abnormal profit both in the short run and long run. So unlike firms in a perfect market that cannot make abnormal profit in the long run, monopolists can make abnormal profit both in the short run and long run. A perfectly competitive firm can make abnormal profit only in the short run, and in the long run, it can never make abnormal profit. It can only make a normal profit. But for a monopolist, A monopolist can make abnormal profit both in the short run and long run. But that does not mean that a monopolist cannot also make a normal profit in the long run. But what we are saying is that there is possibility of abnormal profit in the long run. Okay, but for a perfectly competitive firm, there is no possibility of abnormal profit in the long run at all. That's what we are saying. These are the key features of a monopoly. So there are other features such as no perfect information about the market price. So there is no perfect information about the market price in the monopoly. Okay, no perfect monopoly of labor. That's another feature, and there is preferential treatment in a monopoly. So all these are features of monopolies. So in the next video, we continue our discussion on monopolies. We talk about the equilibrium of a monopolist. We illustrate the three cases: the case of abnormal profit, normal profit, and the case of loss. Those are three cases we'll be looking at, and we are going to take a practice question in order to make it easier for you to understand better. Please don't forget to like this video, drop your comment, and share the videos to benefit others. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.